We're leaving Bohemia Retreat and going to take the short road that loops round our village. This is the village square where they have celebrations. Every village, town or city in the Czech Republic has a square. And it's sort of a meeting place, but also a feature of traditional architecture. Some of the bigger houses here were old farmhouses. People maybe just had a few sheep or cows, pigs, chickens, rabbits. Now it's just sort of residential, but yeah, it's tiny village, maybe, I don't know, 50 houses or something like that. So that's it. We've toured the village and we're going on to the main road. Pretty beautiful countryside surrounding our village. There aren't many villages or towns. It's usually just meadows, farmland, and lots of forest everywhere, and rolling hills. So yeah, it's really a unique area and just so lovely to drive around here. Whichever direction you go, the landscape is about the same. The nearest proper town is 15 kilometers away, but on the way there it's just all countryside like this, and with the occasional village. This is classed as a village, but it's even smaller than the village where Bohemia Retreat is situated. There you can see the bigger village of Neverclough. It's just 4 kilometers from Bohemia Retreat. This is a small horse stables here. See, Prague is 49 kilometers from here. Now we're entering Neverclough. There is a free parking area right in the centre here where we're going to park. And there is a tourist information office there. Next to the car park we have this beautiful old church which is hundreds of years old. In the Czech Republic, the tower at the top, the shape of that, they call it an onion dome. I mean, some of them are actually round like an onion, but yeah, it's a really nice Catholic church. The map of the area where you can see where you're situated, and yeah, if you need any information or any brochures, there is the tourism office there, and they do speak some different languages. In the Czech Republic, walking and trekking is a very popular activity, and all these signposts indicate marked walking trails that go through the forests and across the land, and you can almost walk anywhere here. But these signs, when you go to the forest or you join on a walking trail, they paint this red and white stripes on trees, so you virtually can't get lost. But you can download a Czech app like Google Maps. It's called mappy.cz, and that has actually got all the walking trails on, and you can download it offline, so you can never worry about getting lost. A nice cafe here that has beautiful selection of ice cream and cakes, and yeah, here we have the main square, quite a bit bigger than the square at Bohemia Retreat village. These are some shops that are by the parking area. There's a pet shop there, there is a plant shop here, and here is a small supermarket. This is a national chain of supermarkets, so they've just got all the stuff, but it is quite small, but they've got a good selection of everything you could want on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. Across there is sort of a parking area, but this is the main area where the buses come, so you can get the buses to the next town, Benešov, to Konopishty Castle, or to Benešov to get a train to Prague. So this is the bus stop area, and again this is the square, which is quite nice with traditional buildings. At the end of the square there is a ATM, which is operated by a Czech bank, so it's perfectly safe to use. We use it ourselves, and that's the bell. And a very nice feature is the Asian restaurant. This is actually run by Vietnamese people, but they have a range of dishes from Thailand, Vietnam, China, and it's really good food and it's really nice. And there is also a cinema in the village, but it is pretty primitive, and it's just Czech movies that they show there. Here is Hospoda, which is a small bar. It's like I say, there's virtually no tourists visit here, so it's just locals, and next to it is the post office. This is a fruit and ice cream shop that sells very nice products, and here, quite surprisingly, in a small village like this, is a bio shop, and they have got just about absolutely anything you could think of. So yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, it's worth visiting. Farmer's shop. Here we have a butcher's. It's called Rabbit, and they sell every type of fresh meat you could want here, and it's all on display, so you can just, if you don't speak Czech, you can just point to a pork cutlet or a chicken leg or whatever. This is the village library. On this side of the square we have a pharmacy or chemists, where they have every type of medicine, over-the-counter medicine you could wish for. Next door is a hairdressers, a manicure and cosmetics makeup centre, and another little supermarket here. This is another national chain, and here we have a really nice restaurant. This is renovated inside. They have mainly traditional Czech food, but when I say traditional Czech food, you know, they have steaks, duck, all sorts of things, burgers, and they also have what they call, this in the middle is a daily menu, which is usually cheap. They have a sort of seating area outside, but they also have a beautiful outdoor area at the back, which I'll show you. And they also have like a shop bistro here where you can buy, you know, like there's wine, ice cream, gyros, hot dogs, fried cheese, and many other sort of snacky type things. There was like a do-it-yourself hardware shop here that's got just about everything that anybody could possibly want for repairs of the property. There's another small supermarket that's run by some Vietnamese people. It's got a little bit of everything, but I'll show you the best one to do the shopping, and I actually prefer this one even more than the flop supermarket. This is actually my favourite place to shop. It's a small supermarket and it's run by a Vietnamese family. In actual fact, their son owns the Asian restaurant, but they have, you know, not just food, they have some, you know, household products as well. But I like it because they, compared to the flop supermarket, the chain, they have a really good range of fresh vegetables and fruit here. And so yeah, I always sort of recommend it. Is just on the outskirts of the village where we entered. I'll just take a little bit of a detour and show you another side of the village. I mean, there are quite a lot of residential estates surrounding the village, but it's still sort of pretty tiny really, and quite rural. So down here there's just behind this van here is a cafe. It's quite nice there, dressing salon. Here there is a petrol station, and behind the petrol station is a park, and it's really quite nice. You can park somewhere, you can even park at the petrol station here, but there's quite a nice rural type park, and you can wander around there. In actual fact, you can walk from Bohemia Retreat to here, avoiding the road. You can go through the forest and across some meadows, and you end up here at the park, and it takes about, if you slow walk, about 30 minutes. This is a new housing estate that was built a couple of years ago, brought a bit more life to the village, and I'm going down here because I want to show you this chateau. This is a chateau from the early centuries, which was lived in by aristocratic family, and when the country became communist, the government of course took over this building. You can just see it behind the trees there. I'll circle around and come back, but the family of course escaped, I think, to Germany or somewhere, and the government took over and they turned it into a hospital for people with mental problems. So that's what it remains today. And so that's it, we're out of the village, and I'll just go on a little actually loop to show you, you know, what the countryside is like. I was going to go back and give you another view of Tloskov Chateau, but it's in the village, so you can, you know, just park up there and have a look at it from the outside. You know, nice to drive around here, hardly any traffic, you know, occasional small village, you know, not many trucks or commercial vehicles, and just like I said earlier, it's just all sort of forest and rolling hills, and even the farmland, you know, looks nice. This here is actually very big stables here. If you're into horse riding, you can come here and ride or get a lesson. It's quite a famous horse riding stables in Czech. They also have a lot of competitions for Czech people. So again, it's just 5 minutes from our Bohemia Retreat. Got very big indoor riding areas for learning and practicing. One really nice thing, as I mentioned, in Nevercloth, there are thousands of kilometres of marked walking trails in Czech, but compared to the UK and other European countries, you can walk just about anywhere. Most of the forest is owned by a state forest company, and there are footpaths there, but even if there aren't footpaths, it's nice that you can just walk anywhere. And if you know, even the farmers here, you know, you can walk across farmland. No, nobody's going to bother you. Obviously you're not going to walk through the middle of some crops, but you know, when we go walking in that, you can walk around the edge of a field with crops in and just go where you want. And like I said, if you're into horse riding, this is actually the horse rider's dream here, because you know, in the UK I used to ride for years and years, and the stables was on a farm, and they had like a few hundred square meters of a little wooded area where we went, and that was it. Here you can ride through all these beautiful forests for hours if you wanted to do it. So it's a really just exceptional experience. And these trees along the road here, these were planted after the First Republic, and these are all fruit trees. Most of these are apple trees. Nowadays, you know, people don't bother picking them and all the fruit just goes to the ground, but there are a lot of wildlife here, a lot of roe deer and other types of deer, so they do eat it. But at the end of the summer, these trees are just full of apples, and in some areas there's also cherries. So yeah, maybe you can see in the distance there there is another small village, and it's got a really beautiful little church. Again, I'm not sure when it was built, but you know, probably in the 17th century or something like that. And it's got the onion dome roof. We'll get closer to it, but what's really special about this one is the roof is actually made with wooden tiles. And you know, all my time in the Czech Republic, I've never seen one like this. I guess there are one or two, but this one is really unique. So it's just 5 minutes drive from Bohemia Retreat. So it's nice to go there, and there are some really old graves there from hundreds of years ago. So I'll just go down here if I can get with the show you this. And today, or this week, is not a special time. It's just absolutely normal that graves are kept well attended and prepared, and the relatives bring fresh flowers all the time. It's really beautiful. Distance there. Maybe see some more marked walking trails there. Actually, that's the route that you can take to Neverclough. So this is our village. We'll go back in the way we came out. Village Square again, and there is the Ostanets, sort of traditional village pub. It's now owned by a Czech woman who's married to a Danish guy. They both speak English, and there's a bar here, there's a swimming pool, there is a small restaurant, and they are really nice and friendly people. So it's just 2 minutes walk from Bohemia Retreat, so it's nice to go down there and have a beer, sit outside. Back at Bohemia Retreat.